Wisdom will get you a long way.
She knows exactly what she wants, and she knows exactly what she deserves, and it makes them boys nervous.
Hey guys, it's Akira, part Truth and Living United. What is going on? So, who child? We getting the check now. I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible because I really ain't got too much to say. I just want us to be wise. There obviously are a lot of people who lost their jobs right now. Last week, I really focused on being an encourager to not lose sight of, what it is that you're supposed to do during this season, during this time. Part of being wise is being wise with money. I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news. I have been watching just tidbits. I used to be an avid CNN, what's the other one? NBC, SBN, all them letters, the NBC one, all of them. I used to be an avid watcher of both of those, but if you watch it, you will go crazy. I used to be angry and enraged a lot, so I had to stop. But I've been catching clips, and I saw that the president signed into law a bill basically saying that we will be getting $1,200 checks. If you filed your 18 or 19 taxes, 2018 or 2019 taxes, you'll be getting a check for $1,200. If you have children, you will get $500 for every child that you claimed. Now, this does not mean, we out here balling. Let me explain. So I've seen a lot of posts. I've seen a lot of people get really excited about this check. I've seen a lot of people like, oh snap, like we about to be out here, da 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 da. Now, last year, I made a video about things that you could do with your income tax. I feel like that is a really good video to watch in correlation with what you can do with this check. Now, this is not necessarily for the people who are living check to check, because I am very empathetic to the fact that there are a lot of people who don't have jobs right now. There are a lot of people who just aren't getting the things that they're used to getting and who are already living check to check, and one thing could throw off your whole situation. These aren't the people that I'm talking about, okay? I'm talking about the people who used to be like me. And what I mean by that is, realistically, you made enough money to handle all of your business, but because you were just bad with money, i.e. you didn't have anyone to show you, or you put your instant gratification over handling your business. I can call out myself. We all about telling the truth on this channel, right? So I'm talking to those people, not the people who legit, who know how to handle their business and live a check to check, because those people a lot of times know what to do. And sometimes, let's keep it a buck, sometimes those people do fall into, you want to have instant gratification, so you just refuse to handle your business. Don't let you and your baby be hungry and homeless because you just got to have whatever. Don't do that. Or don't be banking so much on this money that you start balling out with the money that you do have. Don't do that. I don't talk about work a lot on here, but I work for a company that's considered essential. I'll leave it at that. And I work for a company where if you have our company, you have a monthly bill because of the company that I work for. And I've been dealing with a lot of people who have been like, oh, well, I heard such and such is paying my bill for this amount of time, and I heard y'all wiping out bills. First of all, y'all correct the kid if I'm wrong. Not one company has just straight up said, oh yeah, we'll wipe your whole bill out because of the RONA. That's not what's happening. What a lot of companies are saying, i.e. like your gas, your lights, things like that, what they're saying is, we won't cut you off for not paying. I.e., that does not mean don't pay if you have the money to pay. Because this is the thing. There are a lot of people who are out of jobs, but there are a lot of people who are still working, who are considered essential and who are still working. Do not pay your bills just because they're willing to not cut you off. Because guess what's going to happen? If you fall into that, oh, well, they're not going to cut me off, I'm going to be all right. 3 months from now, like for example, my light bill and my gas bill together is $60 a month. Okay, now let's just say I'm living paycheck to paycheck and I have allotted this amount of money for this, and all of this started happening. If I start spending that money on other stuff and couple in with the fact that we're supposed to be getting a stimulus check, if I had my old mindset, I'll be like, oh, well, I can boil on this little bit of money now. I'm going to hold this money. I'm not going to even pay this bill. I'm going to hold on to this money. And then when I get this stimulus money, I'm going to just spend that money on this. But see, the problem is this. You should never bank on money that you ain't got in your hand, period. Money that you ain't got, you can touch, you can see. You shouldn't be banking on that. What if something happens and that money don't come? Or what if something happens and between now and then something happens where you need to use that check for something else? Now you have let these other bills pile up, and then when all this RONA situation is over, you looking at the light and the gas bill, and you owe them $300-$400 when you could have just kept paying the bill and been all right. Now the company that I work for, again, they're not wiping bills out, but they will set up payment arrangements and things like that. If you can do that, do that. Right now, you need to be focused on the essentials. A house, a car, food, those are the main things you need to be worried about. So if you are someone who needs to cut down on bills, cut off that Hulu right now. Cut off that Netflix right now. Turn off that Apple Music right now. Turn off that Amazon Prime right now. Turn off that Audible right now. All the things that are not necessities. And I get it. Music is a necessity. You better stream it on YouTube. I understand that put it on Pandora. There are plenty of things that you can do to cut down on costs right now. But household bills, unless it's like a dire, is either food or light. Like, I get it in that perspective. But again, if you have the money to handle your business, handle your business. Because $1,200 ain't nothing. As a grown person, I'm telling you, $1,200 is a drop in the bucket when it comes to real life. When it comes to rent, car insurance, rental insurance, gas, lights, phone bill, all of that stuff. And those are like my necessities, right? Those are my necessities. There's 6 things that I for sure know. If nothing else, I have to pay. I have to pay I don't have a car no more, but I have to pay my car insurance. I have to pay my rental insurance. I got to pay rent. I got to pay gas. I got to pay lights. I gotta have food. I gotta have gas in my car. Like, those are things that have to be done, right? And the budget don't change just because the RONA is here. Thankfully, I've been blessed to where last year, or not last year, but the year before last, if you read my blog, actually I have not updated my actual blog, truthofloveunited.com, in a really long time because I've been doing my videos. But on there, I wrote about this time in my life where I could talk about it. I had gotten to, my car, what happened? I had got my car taken away, and I just was like trash with money. Terrible with money. And it's because I just thought like I'm not gonna blame anybody. I'm grown. It was my fault. I should have been handling my business better, and I wasn't. So after that happened, and it was clear I wasn't getting that car back, and I had to get a new car. My dad was willing to help me, but he was like, "Oh, but we about to be all up in your business." One of my issues is I've had, I'm trying not to have anymore, a pride issue. I am one of those people, I will not tell you I am drowning until I am underwater, 10 feet deep, about to pass out. I don't like telling people I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like telling people I need help. I'm working on it. I've gotten better about it. But during this time, this is when like it was hitting the fan. The things were actively hitting the fan. Things were flying everywhere. That's where I was at this point in my life. And my dad and my stepmother helped me out. Like, my dad got me a car, but then they combed through my expenses and was like, there's no reason this should have happened. And if we keeping it a buck, there was no reason, because I was looking and it was like, well, dang, there really ain't no reason. It's just I'm irresponsible with money. Now, there are reasons behind that I really don't want to get into, but you have to be honest. And I've been honest with myself about what my reasons were. You got to be honest with yourself during this time, because this is one of those times that if you're already irresponsible, this will be a trigger to become even worse. Don't let this be that, though. After all of that happened, I set up a savings account. I have a savings account where since I moved, I have a little bit more access to it, but I don't have an active card to it. So in order for me to go into my savings, I have to actually go into the bank and talk to somebody. And a lot of times the way that I work, it's hard for me to get to the bank. This is why I did it the way that I did it. So I have a savings account. So now, because so much time has passed and because I live on such a strict budget, now don't get me wrong, mind you, with this strict budget, I still have money to go out to eat. I still have money to hang out with my friends. I'm blessed to have a job to where I can still finagle those things. But because of the budget that I have now, because of all this other stuff that's happening, if I had gotten laid off and I couldn't have a job or I couldn't get paid or whatever, I still have at least 4 or 5 months worth of bills set to the side, good to go. This had to be 2 years ago because it's go out for the bill. So yeah, I have almost at least a good couple months set to the side, ready to go in the event that this happened. You have to get to a place where you're not thinking about in the moment. You're thinking about your future self, right? So we're getting these checks, right? And these checks are they're supposedly to stimulate the economy. The reality is, if they wanted to stimulate the economy, they would have better things in place for us not to be in these situations in the first place. But I'm not gonna go on a rant right now. That's not why I'm here. Just because that's what they want you to do, don't mean that's what you gotta do. Guess what's about to happen? These checks about to pop up, and then everybody named mama gonna have a sale. I can't lie, I've been eyeing this robe on Fenty for the last couple weeks, and I really want to get it, and I'm waiting to see if it goes on sale. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm falling into the trap too. But what I'm saying is, I am financially in a place to where if I want to splurge on this robe, I can do that. Are you in a financial place to do that? And it's okay if you're not, but be honest with yourself. If you cannot afford to spend this check, don't spend this check on foolery. Do you have gas in your car? Do you have ways to feed you and your baby for the next at least month? Because these kids might not be going back to school. And I know a lot of y'all depend on that lunch to be one meal that you ain't got to worry about. Are you going to be able to take care of you and your baby for the next month? Are you going to be able to keep a roof over your head? Are you going to be able to keep gas in your car? Are you going to be able to handle your business? And if not, when this check comes, make sure you putting it towards business. Don't be putting it towards foolery and to be looking at the rest of us trying to start a GoFundMe because you ain't did what you're supposed to do. I'm just saying. I understand that $1,200 ain't nothing. In the grand scheme of things, $1,200 is a drop in the bucket. I understand that. But make sure that you are being responsible with your drop in the bucket. I ain't saying don't have fun. I ain't saying don't, whatever. I'm not saying that. But make sure you're handling your business. That's all I'm saying. Make sure you're handling your business. As for me, I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but they're giving us these $1,200 checks. I don't have any children, so I'll be getting $1,200, and it's going to get direct deposited because that's how I get my tax refund back. Guess what? My tax refund gets deposited right into my savings, so I won't even see it. So when it goes to my day-to-day regular life, that money don't even exist because I want to make sure that my job is taking care of me right now. I'm thankful and I'm grateful that I have a job that's taking care of me right now. But what if something changes and they can't sustain helping the way they've been helping? Because at the end of the day, it's still business. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I got me. I want to make sure that I can help anyone that I can help out here. And that's another thing. So say if you are someone in a position where, girl, I'm good. I got this. My finances is popping. I'm great. My situation is good. All right, that's awesome. That's amazing, right? Who can you be helping? Have you checked in on your friends to make sure that everybody's copacetic? Are you making sure that everybody's babies got food? Are you making sure that everybody got gas in their car? Are you making sure that you just mentally checking in on each other? My friend Tanisha is amazing at that. I'm trash at it. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm bad at it. And I'm calling myself out so I can get better at it. My friend Tanisha has checked on me twice since all of this happened. Because she knows how I am. I am a person, I will suffer in silence. If I'm suffering, I'll suffer in silence. She has hit me up like, hey girl, just checking on you, making sure you mentally, you good, you need anything, you great, da-da-da. Just, that human interaction. Because we're designed to interact with each other. Yeah. How can you be helping in other ways? Can you put a couple extra dollars in somebody's pocket? Can you help whomever? If you can't physically be there, I can't physically be there right now, but is there other ways that you can help out? Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood has an amazing quote that has really been like, I didn't hear it until all this pandemic stuff started happening, but it's literally like how I live my life and how I want to be. Hold on. So this is a quote that, his name is actually Fred Rogers, but I always know him as Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Y'all know Mr. Rogers. It says, when I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would always say to me, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. My heart, my purpose, if nothing else, because we talked last week about purpose. I know the foundation of who I am in my core is to be a servant, is to be a helper. It's one of the reasons why I like the job that I have, because it's, for some people it's a superficial way, but for me it's a way to help people. I love being of service. I love helping and making somebody's day better, making somebody's life better. This is one of those times that you can strive to be a helper. If you can't be a financial helper, you can be an encourager. If you can't be an encourager, you can be a prayer person for them. Whatever it is, but how can we help one another right now? How can we push each other right now? How can we make sure that we're pushing one another so when we get on the other side of this, we can be stronger and better than ever? That needs to be the focus. So when you get this check, don't ball out. Pay your tithes on it, because we still tithing around these parts. Pay your tithes on it and do what it is that you need to do that's going to help set you up for later. Or do what you need to do to help you survive in the moment. But be wise with this money. Be wise with this time. Be wise with everything that you got right now. It might not be everything that you want, but you have something worth praising God for. You have something worth giving God glory for in this moment. Be wise with what that thing is. But I ain't on here to preach because I ain't a preacher. I'm just saying what I feel like the Lord told me to say. Amen. So, love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Please like, share, comment, all that good jazz on this video. I will put the link to the blog post that I'm talking about. I'll put that down in the description box. Make sure you're following the kid on Instagram, Truth and Love United. One thing that has really been helping me get through this pandemic is doing my makeup again. I am an artist at heart. I will never claim to be Picasso. I will never claim to be Cashmere. Shout out to her if you know who that is. Just about every piece of like major artwork in my house, like the big, pretty, like professional looking ones, she did them because she bombed. I'm not that. I'm not even Jackie Aina with the makeup. But doing my makeup, putting colors on my face makes me happy, makes me feel like, God, you really showed out when you did these colors, and you showed out when you gave the kid this melanin, because look how the colors pop on the kid. Look how it looked, Jesus. Look at her, girl. Look at her. In this time, find something that gives you joy. Find something that just brings you closer to God. Because like I said, when I'm doing my makeup, I'm really thinking about like, Lord, you really saw fit to bring these colors together. You really saw fit to make this type of stuff so people could enhance what we look like. And when I look better on the outside, I also feel better. I already feel good on the inside because I got joy. But I like to look on the outside how I feel on the inside. And don't get me wrong, the kid is cute with or without the makeup. But it makes me feel better when I got it. So, yeah, on my Instagram, because that's where I went on a tangent. I was talking about Instagram. On my Instagram, you'll notice I've been wearing makeup a lot more. Even when I go to work, they've noticed I wear makeup a lot more. But it's because it's giving me peace. It gives me, and when I'm doing my makeup, it gives me time to talk to God and really just pray to him. I pray while I do my makeup. And I'm just like, Lord, I'm really just thankful for you waking me up, for giving me this ability, for helping me bring these colors together, for just really thinking about me and wanting to see me happy. The Lord wants us to be happy. He wants us to be joyful. And I'm thankful that he's given me perspective of how, despite everything that's going on, I can still find joy and I can hold on to my joy. And I have the ability to share that joy with others. I'm grateful and I don't take that ability lightly. So, yeah, I said all that to say you should be following the kid on Instagram. I'm gonna start trying to get into tutorials on TikTok. TikTok is my jam now. Don't judge me. TikTok is my jam, and I do the little makeup situations with the music on there. I don't know if I could do a tutorial just because I don't know if I have the setup for that. I don't want it to look stank. I want it to look a certain way, and I just haven't figured out how to make it look that way yet. If I figure it out, I'll let you know. But for now, it's just the little pops color on TikTok. So if you're not following me you ain't gotta follow me on TikTok. You ain't gotta go that far. But you at least should be following me on Instagram because the kid is popping over there. I'm done rambling. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We gonna be all right. Kendrick Lamar voice. And like I always say, as long as you're running your race at God's pace, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Bye, y'all.
Know that girl can make everything you got a little better. She can change your world for the better, but only if you let her. Yeah, yeah.
The kid is cute. Ew.